on Hits 105.5, and it's time for the segment of Behind the Business. And today I have, I hope you guys could hear me before. This is Bree. If you couldn't hear me, I'm having problems with my microphone. There we go. And it's Behind the Business with Bree. And I have Matt in here from Sidney Tire. And we're going to talk about Sidney Tire today. Matt, tell me about you. You're the manager there, right?
That is correct.
And how long have you been working there?
I have been at Sidney Tire now for a little over 10 years.
That's a long time to be somewhere.
That is a decent amount of time.
Yeah, it is. And how long, what made you get into cars?
Well, I guess growing up, getting into cars, my dad actually worked at Sidney Tire a long time ago. He worked there. He ran the service truck, putting on farm tires, semi-tires, and then years later, he ended up working as a service manager there. So when I was old enough to get a job, he helped me get a job actually at Best One Tire first.
Oh, okay. And then you switched over to Sidney Tire?
Yep, I sure did.
That's exciting. And where's Sidney Tire located? Because I always get lost when I go there.
Sidney Tire's at 1231 Wapakoneta Avenue. It's like right across the street from Lee's Chicken.
I like Lee's Chicken, so I should know that.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know about Lee's Chicken anymore because they have one of those robot tellers. Have you been through the drive-thru there?
No, I don't go through the drive-thru. I just walk across the street and go inside and talk to them at the counter.
Okay, so if you've never had a robot teller, you need to go through there because it's like a robot
so
taking
it's like
your
a
order.
Kiosk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not do too well with that.
Yeah, and I was like trying to be like, yeah, can I get some chicken? And they're like, blah, blah, blah. And it's like a weird robot. It scares me. I don't love it. I think they have the same thing at Rallies in Piqua.
Typically, I just let my wife do all the ordering.
You let your wife do all the ordering?
Yeah. She's way better at doing those things than I am.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, anyways, so we have you there. The specialization of tires is a big one for you guys. But you do like farm and semi-tires too, right?
Yep, we sure do. Farm semi-tires, and we are a Trax dealer.
What's a Trax dealer?
So a Trax dealer, so like we have the ability to sell you tracks. And tracks are on, skid loaders, tractors, and specialty equipment.
Okay. And what are foam-filled tires? Because you guys do that too.
Yeah. So we can outsource a foam-filled tire. So basically you take a normal tire and it gets sent out, and then it gets this liquid put in it, and this liquid then solidifies and becomes a hardened rubber known as a foam tire. And
that goes for like big machinery.
Not just like big machinery, but you can put it on skid loaders and even small tires. Some people foam fill even little tires like on a wheelbarrow.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's really interesting. I didn't know. So you guys do service wheelbarrows?
Well, yeah. We'll change tires on a wheelbarrow. Yeah. It's not very common, but it happens quite every now and then.
I think it's neat that you said that you guys if a tractor needs a tire that you guys will go out to the field and change it. Is that what you were saying?
That is correct. Yeah. So we have a service truck, and we do farm calls. We do semi calls on the side of the road and in the field, at the farmer's house, wherever, on-site calls.
That's exciting. What's the craziest experience you've had changing a tire?
The craziest experience I've had changing a tire? Well, usually nothing beats being on the side of the interstate with the traffic.
Yeah, that's scary.
Usually no car looks out for you. You're extremely close to a car going 80 miles an hour most of the time. But one of the craziest I've ever done is a sprayer tire on the side of the road, too.
Okay.
Sprayer tires, sprayer sits over 10 foot in the air.
Oh.
So jacking them up are pretty fun.
It's fun?
Well, if that's what you want to call it.
It's on the side of the highway. It sounds scary.
Some of it's a little nerve-wracking, yeah.
That's exciting. And so you've been working there for 10 plus years. You guys do all of these cool commercial truck tire hotline. Do you do these tires and you sell rubber tracks? the rubber tracks is getting me because what would I use a rubber track for? Like, what kind of machinery uses rubber tracks?
Skid loaders, and then even nowadays you have tracks on big farm equipment. You know,
Okay.
it's
Do you
actually
do
become pretty
services
popular.
for skid loaders? Like, do you go to like factories and stuff to do skid loaders?
We do service skid loaders. Yeah, skid loader tires. We do not install the tracks per se. Most of the time, everything's just on a skid loader tire if we
Oh.
do replace them.
That makes sense.
Yep.
That makes complete sense. Okay, and so you guys do a lot of this specialty farm and semi tire stuff, but you also do the regular stuff too.
That is correct. We still do your normal tires, oil changes, and mechanical services at the shop.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually just want to give you a shout out because my brother has been going to you the last couple times to get his car fixed, and we know nothing about cars. And you are very detailed on your explanation. You can tell that you've been working there for over 10 years because you can break it down, you know what's going on, and you explain it. So, like, I think he has it, like, narrowed down to how many thousands of miles he has before he needs to get his brakes changed now. And he was explaining it to me the other day, and I was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, just change your brakes.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, but I still got a good 2,000 miles before I need to change my brakes. So he's waiting, and I think that is because you were explaining it too a little bit too well. Because now he's like, I got 2,000 miles. I'll get an oil change and change my brakes then. And so I appreciate that and a service guy because a lot of times you don't know what's going on. You're just like, they fixed my car. That's
That
it.
is true. Yep. Sometimes it just kind of, come in, and a lot of times you don't know exactly what's wrong with somebody's car. They come in, they say it's doing A, B, and C, and it's really, the problem is all the way Y and Z. But it's our job to try to make it as painless as possible. Nobody likes to come in with a vehicle issue. It's pretty stressful, so we like
Yeah.
to try to be informative and be as patient with the customers as we can.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for coming on the show today on Behind the Business with Bree.
Absolutely. Thanks for the invite.
No problem. All right, we'll be back with more BS in the afternoon right after this here on Hits 105.5.